Midsommar is directed by Ari Aster and stars Florence Pugh, Jack Renner, Will Powder, and among others. And this basically follows a group of friends who travel to Sweden
after a tragedy.
After tragedy happens to our main character, Danny, and basically they end up finding themselves to get invited to this festival that occurs every 90 years. That's into basically a pagan cult.
Yeah.
And as they go along their way, going through this area, this village that's in Sweden, they discover that there's some weird shit that started happening. And we'll kind of leave it there because this is kind of one of those movies you really can't really go into much detail with.
At all. Yeah.
Now, here's a little backstory. Now, this movie was directed by Ari Aster, who, if you may remember, he's directed last year's Hereditary, which was also produced by A24.
Yeah.
And I've been enjoying a lot of what A24 has been doing with a lot of horror films that have come out.
I'm hitting very.
I mean, they're hit and miss with.
Not saying
them,
I don't like different shit. I do, and I bitch about the same rinse and repeat horror. However, last year was not a big fan of Hereditary. Unfortunately, I kind of found it incredibly boring. But I do respect what it was trying to do, what it did, and I did like the twist, gore shit they did, and that surprising death scene in the middle of the film got me and all that stuff. I just felt like they kept everything so settled and just slow paced.
Yeah,
like slug.
It was definitely,
even when the shit hits the fan, they go back to slow pace, and then shit hits the fan and go back to slow pace. Versus this one, which I felt like builds up.
Yeah, and basically going into this film, I was already kind of interested too because it's. I mean, depending on how you do the story with like cult stuff, with certain movies that deal with horror films, with cults and stuff.
Yeah. It
really just depends on how they're going to take this angle. And from the trailers that I got, I kind of thought like going into it, it was kind of be like. It was kind of like that movie, the original version of The Wicker Man.
Well, Wicker Man, but you haven't played this yet. But it kind of was getting me the Far Cry 5 vibe too.
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
So, and I was really interested in how they were doing with the bright colors and all that stuff. And I will say, compared to the trailers of Hereditary and this, I think this one I was far more looking forward to than I was with Hereditary.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, on the trailer standpoint. And even in the movie, which I'll get into more.
And I got to hear, and I've heard a lot of controversy surround the film, at least as far as the angle they were going with, the paganism part, which we won't go into detail because we're not really into...
I don't know much about
I don't really know much about paganism.
But I also heard the controversy of this as an actual festival, but... It's done in good manner, and it was turned into a more horror element, which offended people in Sweden.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know.
But basically going into it, it was already having quite ballsy for them to do something like this. And after upon seeing the film, well, much like I had last year, but on a different level, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think I found probably the most disturbing film I've seen of the year.
Yeah.
Like this movie,
this film it's by far the most disturbing film of the year, for one. And for two, I was worried going this because I was not really on par with Hereditary like a lot of people was. And I will say, after watching this film, not only is it disturbing, I actually ended up liking this film.
I did too. I fucking love this movie.
This movie was fucking good. It was really good.
So, to get my pros out of the way, one of my biggest highlights I have the most is Florence Pugh's performance. We first seen her in a film called Fighting with My Family, and
she was good.
She was good in that. I'm glad that she's becoming a good actress in Hollywood and everything.
She's funny in that, so that means that girl's got
range. Yeah. And when I seen her in this, I was kind of like thinking to myself, well, okay, that's kind of where you go from a comedy to something like this, and man, bless her heart, she really fucking nailed this, man.
Oh, God. Her performance was fucking amazing in this
film. Every scene where she's going through the motions and just, you really feel the pain inside of her, man. Like, it's just...
You want to see a person go through tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, and they really dig deep. The director did phenomenal on that. This tragedy that this girl goes through, oh my God, it could drive somebody fucking insane.
Yeah.
Which explains the ending, which we won't go into because it's non-spoiler, but it makes the ending makes more sense. whether you liked Hereditary last year or not, a lot of people still were on the same level of how it ended.
Yeah.
And I didn't like how it ended. A lot of people who liked it also bitch about some of the ending of that. This one ending was fucking great. But going back in kind of an order, the performances by even the other people were
they were great. It's cool to see Will Powder. He was playing more of the comic relief in this, and he had some funny shit here and there that kind of cracked me up. And what I also got to appreciate the most is, man, not only is the direction very smooth, the way the camera work is done, because we actually have shots where the director has it like upside down, like in one scene where they're on their way there, and then you have like other side shots where he basically has characters that are like talking, and then you hear them like in the background, so to speak.
I like it. I don't know if I've said this before, because I believe we've done cult films before. I like cult films for some reason. I feel like they bring so much new each and every one of them. It's not like a genre that's rinse and repeat. It feels like they all seem to do different things.
They do, and this one, I enjoyed the way this story went. Cause
with the Pegans and stuff, I loved the fucking unnerve. The nerves.
It's very unsettling.
It's unsettling is what I'm looking for. Unsettling. These people are so like happy and just smiling. Yeah. But you know there's something about darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
the way that the story follows, it really makes you. It actually made me more interested, like what other kind of rituals they were getting into and stuff, and things like that. And like the movie has like such unpredictable moments that just come out of nowhere.
No offense, but it kind of to people who are hippies, but it kind of has a hippie vibe.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, where you get there's not really a spoiler, but there's drug use in this film. Acid, shrooms. Mm-hmm. So you're tripping out. And they have scenes where you're literally watching shit go from big to small. You're like,
I love that. The way that
holy shit, it's like Pink Floyd if he made
Floyd's Wall, yeah.
Oh my god damn it. Imagine taking shit.
Yeah.
Watching this movie. You'd probably really fucking drip balls. But
the cinematography
was the brightness. Oh my god, it was awesome. It was beautiful.
And I gotta tell you, like going back to the story, the way it unfolds and everything, when it gets to the actual like shit that's going on that disturbing level, it comes in a territory that I didn't fucking think they would do. And they got the balls to do it in this movie.
I'm actually surprised that MPA allowed this to pass. I'm glad what I saw because I love There's nothing I love more than a film that has the balls to take it to another level. Yeah. I love seeing shit that goes over the line. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I guess I mean it's not rinse and repeat shit. It's something that's it's being ballsy.
Yeah, I love it. And it also takes more into like old school, like classic 70s type vibe. Because the movie really has like a kind of a slow burner pace that really works because it's built up a story.
And not only that.
And it also puts you in an elevated mood where you feel very unnerved like throughout a lot of scenes that are happening.
It feels like a place that Charles Manson probably loved.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I will say that, when it gets to disturbing scenes, holy shit, this film is incredibly brutal. I am saying brutal.
Yes.
Oh my god, there's some shit that is absolutely fucking disgusting in this film.
Absolutely.
And there's some very, very disgusting subjects touched in this film. Inbreeding and shit like that.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of taboo
sacrificing. And holy shit.
And the movie does have a lot of comparisons to, like, because it does take certain plot elements from the original Wicker Man and the remake with Nicolas Cage. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen the original Wicker Man, but I could see kind of the comparisons, but I think it'd probably be a nice like double feature with it if I was watching it. But that's a compliment, really.
And not only that, there's fucking like sexual elements that happen in this film.
I was surprised.
We're seeing pussy shots, finger and ass type shots and stuff. Like holy fucking hell!
And not just that, but the score is just really haunting too, man. Yeah, it really makes you feel so well. Like I feel like. Keep in mind, I'm someone that takes anxiety medicine a lot, and sometimes I get nervous at certain things. This movie pushed my anxiety level to a fucking maximum in this. I seriously, like, I felt like I was unearned after watching it.
Yeah, this film, and now with that, if I had like a con, only one con I would be the pacing. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like a mix because I still was invested with it. I was interested, and the film has a good structure where it has incredibly long build-up, but it gets darker and darker and darker. And man, dude, that guy, the director, fucking did it. He did it very well with this film.
I consider this like probably up there as far as A24's horror films.
Yes,
it's definitely up there for The Witch, in my opinion, as one of the best that they've done.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it's up there, one of my favorites. You know, of A24. Not to mention, I don't know how many other films this director done other than Hereditary. I know he did a bunch of short films that a lot of people told me are good, but I would say that this was my favorite of his.
Yeah, this is mine too. Yeah. And with that being said, like besides some of the minor stuff I have with the pacing, the film really does.
And it digs deep in cannibalism too.
It does that, yeah. I was actually shocked with that.
Yeah, especially what the hell they're eating in some parts and little him some private parts.
Yeah. So
it's like it's a disgusting film, but in a good way. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't disgusted as in I hated it. I loved this movie. I would own this.
I would too. Yeah. And with that, this is definitely going to be in my top 10 of the year for me, and I'm going to give this a phenomenal grade on the Film Phreeks meter.
I'm giving this a phenomenal grade on Film Phreeks meter. Definitely in my top 10.
Fair enough. For those of you who've also seen Midsommar, let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. And check out our other reviews here and our website at filmphreeks.com. And we'll be seeing you in our next review. We'll see you later.